Hey guys, what's going on? It's your boy, the Mad Tiger, and sorry about the glare. It's just night time. I've just got out of the shower. um, I just wanted to do a bit of a video, and just give you a bit of an update on how I'm feeling and how things are going. And I've got something that I want to sort of, not a PSA, if you will, but something that a message to, mainly focused at, you know, other dads, especially new dads, as well. So, but I just thought I'd start off by saying that, it's with my firstborn, my son. It was a lot harder for my partner because she was induced. It wasn't a normal birth that we went through like with this one. This one was a lot easier. I mean, it was over within like half an hour. I know it sounds bad when I put it like that, but what I mean is, with my son, she was in hospital for quite some time, and it was very traumatic for her. And my partner went through, a really tough time, unfortunately. And she got really, postpartum depression, not, postnatal depression, should I say? Martyr was um, but this time, she seems to be much better in herself. And because we weren't in hospital for that long, I think that sort of helped raise morale. Don't get me wrong. I'll show you. I'll go downstairs at the end of the video and just show you. My daughter's there, happy and safe. But it's the thing is, it was a lot different this time, and she is a lot different in compared to my son. I know you're like, oh, she's only not even a week old. You can't really base that, but you can. If you're a parent and you've been through it. My son was a bit, not a nightmare, but he was much louder and he wanted you all the time and stuff like that. And I think that makes sense because of, he's like me. I've got autism and stuff, and we think he's got the same. And obviously that's an ongoing problem with us. Not a problem as much. It's something that, unless you've been through it, you're going through it yourself, you know how hard it is to try and get these things in place. And he's in school and that, and we're making progress with him. He's making progress, and it's very hard because my partner doesn't feel like she might let him down and we might let him down. And this baby is very quiet, for the most part. She doesn't scream and cry, as much as, my son did. Sorry, it's this, my glasses. Always fucking, I hate the glare. But it's a lot different so far. And obviously we've been, this is night 3, if you will. Yeah, I'm still with it. Luckily she's not constantly up screaming during the night, and we're trying to work out a routine that works for us. Obviously with babies, a routine doesn't necessarily mean anything, but if that is one piece of advice that I can give to you, for a new parents, is try to work your routine around your child as well as because if you can slot in what you need to do, with what they need, you can try and make things a lot easier for yourself. Not always does it work like that. Like I said, it didn't with my son. And I think that was what was so hard for me, is because we just adapted. We just had to change just like that. Whereas with her, the changes are very slow coming as a now, because she's not as loud and constant as the first one. Even at night, I come up here with her at night. I tend to let my partner come up during in the daytime, in the morning, come back and have some sleep, because she's the one that gets up during the night. I mean, I do get up as well, obviously, but obviously she's the one that does the feed and stuff, and I'll explain why in a minute. But obviously, at night, between like after my son goes to bed, about 7 o'clock, I'll be sat in here with her, and I'm still able to watch films and TV with, before up first, like I said, because of my autism and stuff, I'm very strict in my routine, and that was probably what made us have so many issues the first time around, was because everything changed all at once. Whereas at the moment, things aren't changing as much. It takes me a while to get used to change, unfortunately, but if it comes gradually, I can deal with that, So I'm still able to come up and, last night we watched some wrestling together. I mean, I say together because she's 9 times out of 10, I'm holding her and she'll be asleep. You know, I could put her in a Moses basket and just leave her, but I'd prefer to hold her for those couple of hours. You know, that's our time, and during the day it's the same. You know, we're taking turns, um, and stuff like that. So I'm grateful that I'm still able to do the things that I want as of now. Obviously, you know, and it is tough. You know, it is tough. Because there's a lot of things going on at the moment with us at the moment. You know, our washing machine's still not working properly. You know, we've got this room, it's got a draft in it. You know, we noticed the other night that the baby was screaming because she was cold when my partner changed her bum, and you know, we've got a little electrical heater that we put on when we do that, and she's not screaming as much. But it's things like this draft in this bedroom, that should have been sorted out a long time ago. The electrical stuff in this house, the council, you know, we've had someone come out and do a gas inspection a couple of weeks ago, and they said that all of this was fucked. You know, pretty much. Luckily that they came round, because otherwise that was potentially dangerous. We had someone come and do the lights in the house because they weren't working, and even he said the electric is out of date. It wasn't inspected as it was meant to be inspected 5 years ago. You know, so you know, these things are beyond out of our control. Of course, we've reported these things to the council and stuff like that, but you know what it's like, unfortunately. You know, and this is something that I think a lot of people are struggling with, is money and things like that. Luckily, you know, we've got a bit of a good network of people, and we're trying to be careful, and we have stocked up, and I'm grateful for everyone who has helped us with buying stuff and getting stuff for the baby, even if it's just wipes, nappies and things like that. You know, our sterilizer, we ordered a sterilizer 2 weeks ago. It was meant to come last Friday. Then they said it was coming this Friday. It still hasn't turned up. You know, things like that are getting to us, because now we're going to have to buy, you know, ready-made milk, and because obviously we don't want to use powdered milk without a sterilizer. You can sterilize bottles without a sterilizer. That's something that people seem to forget. You can sterilize things. You just use hot water. It's not hard to figure these things out. Sterilizers have only been around for the past 10, 30, 20 years. You know, so, but the things that are meant to be there to help you and make things easier aren't there. You have to adapt and, you know, evolve and adapt and do this and stuff like that. So, you know, we've got a few things we need to do. We've got some phone calls we need to make and do, like some paperwork and things like that. That's down to us. And stuff like that. But you know, this week, hopefully, this weekend coming, I'm going to hopefully go down to my dad's with my son and have a weekend with them. And obviously, because it's a good opportunity to pass Christmas presents around, you know, so I can give them theirs. You know, they can bring me back and give us Christmas presents and things like that. You know, and I'll be honest, I'm actually kind of excited for Christmas this year. I think I've done a good job. You know, I've managed to make sure, you know, my son's got like 30 something presents, you know, and I'm not trying to brag or nothing like that, you know, but anything, you know, he's not an ungrateful kid. That's one thing we won't have, is an ungrateful kid. You know, me and my three brothers, we were always grateful, you know, because I grew up watching my parents struggle for money, and when they brought us consoles and stuff for Christmas, you know, it was so, wow, you were like, you didn't have to do this, you know, even anything from a bar of chocolate, pair of socks to a new Xbox, you know, we were always grateful for what we got, you know. And it's like, I mean, it's like me, you know, I've got plenty of movies to watch. I've got 2 consoles to play on. I've got all the streaming services that I want. You know, I'm not without. I've got the things that make me happy. You know, I brought my partner a fair amount of stuff this year. You know, and she's done the same, and I feel good about Christmas. That's why I'm glad I've got it out of the way. You know, it's just these other things that we need to sort out right now that we're going to try and get on top of, because the problem is I'm going to be honest with you guys, might be suffering with a bit of postnatal depression myself, and that's something I know some people might think, what the hell are you on about? You're not a mum. If you think mums are the only person that get postnatal depression, you're an idiot. I'm so sorry. And that's not just me saying that. You know, when with my son, no one cared. No one cared how I felt and how I was. Not like my partner and family, obviously, but like all these people that would come round to check, they always like, oh, we're here for mum, we're here for mum. We don't need to speak to you about how you're feeling. You know, now they've changed that, and they've actually changed that, and even the hospital, because they give you some notes when you leave, and even it says on there, we now provide services for dad. We had a midwife come round yesterday for the day one check, even though it was a day late, but you know, everything's all fine, and stuff like that. And she said to me, I can't do anything for you personally, but I can actually recommend these people for you, and there is services for you, because I have been struggling a bit mentally on how I'm feeling. Maybe it's because of all these other problems that are going on that we're trying to sort out. You know, and there's certain times, you know, if you know what postnatal depression is and you've been through it, you know what I'm talking about. You know, I don't need to go into details about the thoughts that go through people's head that are going through postnatal depression, whether be they a mum or a dad. You know, it is something that you need to try and grasp and go, do you know what? I have to do what's right for my daughter or my son or my kids or whatever, you know, and my family and myself. You know, and luckily I'm very appreciative and grateful that my partner has told me, you know, I'm not struggling right now. I don't mind taking up the slack. You know, if you want some time to yourself, just let me know. You know, I'm not stupid. I don't take that for granted, and I'll admit maybe I did a little bit the first time around, and maybe that's why she got so bad. And I've learned from that. You know, if I say to her, is it all right if I go up and play my game for an hour? You know, that's an hour downtime. You know, I'll give her that hour back in the evening. You know what I mean? We're working together. And you know, it's just a huge change. But luckily, we're lucky at the moment that she's not a baby that is constant. Every 5 minutes, I want this, I want that, I'm crying because of this, I want to be held, I want to be moved around. She is so content for me to just hold her. I can sit here, I can watch an entire, you know, I watched Life of Brian, an hour and a half film with her downstairs on my phone. Didn't care. She didn't care. She's not woken up by sounds. I was worried that my son's going to wake her up. She doesn't, you know. And that's something, another piece of advice I can give to people. Don't be afraid to be noisy around a baby when they're newborn. I don't mean like screaming, shout in their ears and fucking play top tier, you know, heavy metal and stuff. I mean, go about your daily life. Do what you need to do. Do your housework, you know, interact with your kids, watch your TV and stuff. You can do that because babies sleep through it. And if they can learn to sleep through noise, as they get older, they'll become better sleepers, because that's my son now. He's the same. He'll sleep through. You know, me and my partner could be down walking up the room next to his room and having a conversation. He won't wake up, and that's good. You know, I'm just trying to pass on a bit of advice for any new parents out there. You know, they always say if you've had one kid, you can do it again. No, that's not true. Every kid you have is going to be different, unfortunately, and how you feel with each kid that you get is going to be different. And that's something I feel better about talking about this. You guys might think, you know, what is the point of me talking about this video? I don't give two shits, you know. And if that's your opinion, that's your opinion, guys. Like I said, this video is not for me to sit here and talk about gaming and TV. We'll get back to that soon enough. Don't you worry, you know. But yeah, so I just wanted to share these initial impressions, you know, how I'm feeling, a bit of a mental health update on how I'm feeling, you know. Like I said, hopefully this weekend when I go down, it's going to be a bit more chilled for me. I'm going to be able to see my friend. I've said come round to my dad's in the evening. We'll play some wrestling together if we can. You know, on Sunday night, you know, you finish work early, we'll take my son bowling, we'll get out. I've got my holiday next year in March with him for 4 days, and I can't wait for that because it's just going to be me and him, no kids. It's going to be during the school term as well, so it's not going to be overflowing with kids. And like I said, we're going to have a good time, and there will be vlogs. I'll try and do a vlog for Christmas as well this year. And like I said, some people might think, why am I showing unboxings and opening presents? Am I trying to make people jealous? I'm not. I think everyone is going through a tough time right now, and it's important not to blame yourself about this, because if you're in this country, and I know other countries are really struggling as well, but England so much, don't blame yourself because the government have fucked up because of that Liz Truss, because she's fucked the country up and she's screwed people out. You know, all these strikes going on and everything. Why are they doing that? Because of someone's stupid decisions, because they couldn't do what they was meant of them. These people, these politics, these people that say they're there to make the country great again, they don't care about people struggling. They don't care about you and me, because they're in their $1,000 homes, millions of pounds being given to them, even though they're still not doing that job anymore. £20,000 a month, a week, or something stupid like that. You know, don't blame yourself. Be grateful for what you have. As long as you've got a roof over your head and you've got food and your kids are happy, that's all that matters, you know. And like I said, I'm happy with the fact that I still can enjoy my downtime. I can watch my films, I can play a bit of wrestling. Although I actually talk about wrestling, I will say, had a great fucking... I couldn't believe it, man. Oh shit, I don't want to turn my PlayStation on. Actually, it won't come on because it's not plugged in. What am I saying? I had a sick thing. I was doing Universe. That's what I'm playing at the moment. It's doing a year of Universe on WWE 2K20. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't really like Universe. I always enjoyed the Universe mode. But John Cena won my Money in the Bank, even though I simulate it. I was spectating it, and then I was like, oh, nothing's happening. Let me just simulate it. Whatever. He won, and he actually cashed in on Roman Reigns the following week, and now John Cena's my champion. I was like, yo, my boy John Cena's back and he's on top, you know what I mean? That's what I love about Universe mode. I know GM mode's a bit more, you know, in depth with the whole, you know, managing people, and I have been watching people on YouTube play that as well, which looks really cool. And I've still got so much more that I can experience from WWE 2K22, and I'm really enjoying that game, you know, but I've still got plenty of games to play, you know. And the same with wrestling as well, man. Wrestling is back for me. You know, before I was complaining about Impact, but actually I found that I can actually watch Impact on YouTube and use the Impact Insider, which is $4.99 a month on YouTube. It doesn't have as much stuff as Impact Plus does, but it has enough on there for me to warrant wanting to spend that. Not that I'm going to get it right now, obviously, but and also Ring of Honor as well. Honor Club actually has its own app on. I haven't checked if it's on the TV yet. I'm going to actually check that now. So you know, and I've got Fight Plus. You know, wrestling is back for me, guys. I watched a bit of wrestling last night. I watched the AEW Women's Eliminator Tournament. Night 1. That's how far behind I am with AEW, but yeah. So you know, oh, they have updated the ITV app now. That's pretty cool, yeah. I know it's ITV has updated to ITVX, but ITVX you can actually get BritBox included in ITVX for the same price as BritBox. So I don't know if I'm going to do that or not. I don't know, because I might be able to save myself money and get more. I don't know. But it's a new app. I don't really want to mess around with new apps just now because sometimes they can be a bit shitty and stuff. You know, last night I watched Life of Brian today, which was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed that film. I really enjoyed that film. I watched Carry On Sergeant last night, yesterday as well. Tonight I'm gonna watch Blackadder tonight with my daughter. I'm gonna literally the three first things she's seen TV wise is Simpsons, Blackadder, and wrestling. I goes, that's good enough for me, man. She's got the right things in mind, baby. So, but anyway, guys, I'm gonna leave that there. I just wanted to do a bit of an update, if you will. Oh, they do have the Ring of Honor app on Fire TV. Nice. So, maybe not. Maybe not. Okay. I don't know. But anyway, I just wanted to do a little, you know, little update for you guys and just let you know how I've been feeling and how everything's going and stuff like that, and just give a bit of advice if I can. But if you enjoyed this little update and stuff and things, feel free to leave a like, and of course share this video with people that might need some help and stuff. Maybe I can pass on some advice and it might help some people and all of that. And of course, you know, feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. And I will probably be back later on this week with some more videos, hopefully. So anyway, guys, have a nice day, and I'll see you in the next video.